My name is Terrence, and my last name is Singerline. It's Singerline.
It's really the heart and soul of any place is the kitchen, the galley.
It is. It sets the tone. You know, I mean, everybody's got to eat, and if it's poor food choices that you're making all the time, it just sets a negative aspect across the ship. So the food is really paramount to setting the tone.
Well-fed scientists make happy scientists?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, you might be working in some rough weather, and it's nice to come in and have something to look forward to. You know, they definitely are very appreciative of you know, good food, especially like say the ship's up in the Arctic, up in the ice, and they've been outside and it's, you know, super cold out there, and they come back in after a long day, and it's like maybe their favorite meal is being, you know, presented that evening. And a lot of times, you know, the guys will cook what somebody might request. So I mean, it's not like it's a dictatorship back there that you're gonna eat what we cook. So you know, if you got a special dish that you enjoy, like, we'd cook it up for you. I've made a lot of friends with the science department. You know, typically we deal with maybe 20 to 30 some odd people on different ships each month. And so you get to meet a lot of interesting people from all over the world.
Is there a type of science that you've encountered that you really liked? Like, is it the climate change or oceanography or fish people or like, what is
Absolutely, yeah. I worked with NOAA for about 4 or 5 years. And I worked in the deck department as an able-bodied seaman at the time, in the deck department there. And we did marine mammal research across the Pacific. And that was something that I really, really enjoyed because, I mean, every day we had 4 Zodiacs and we each had one. Take 2 scientists out with us, and we would collect biopsies off of whales and whatnot like that. So always interesting places, being out there all day in the elements, being with nature, that really turns me on. You know, being in the tropics, I love it down there because we're always snorkeling on the reefs. So, you know, I think no matter where you are, if you're in the Arctic, I was seeing polar bears for the first time, seeing walrus. So no matter where you are, I think you'll find something that you'll find interesting. There's not one particular place on the planet that I can say, oh my God, that's my favorite. You know, I've been in the Arctic, I've been in Antarctica, and they're both mind-blowing places, and all points in between around the world. So we're very fortunate in that we get to have all this exposure to everything that is out there.
Any tips that you would have for young people who are thinking, man, that might be the life for me?
I would say now is a great time to go into it because they have merchant marine academies, and maybe you went out and you sailed a decade, well, you'd still have a college degree behind you as well that you could switch gears, like, oh, I don't want to be out at sea anymore, maybe I want a family. So somebody who chose to do this line of work could go to a maritime academy, come out with a degree, and also be an officer in the merchant marine. So it's a win-win situation. From day one when I stepped on here, the crew welcomed me in like family. So this is kind of like my second home now. I consider this my second home. So, you know, my other job is kind of like my primary ship, but this is the people is something that I really love because a ship is just that. It's just a ship. I mean, they're interesting in the way they, you know, the function of them. I mean, this is the ice capability, ice breaking capability, and that's really cool aspect of it. You know, it's very unique, but it's the people that make a ship, and this Kuliak has some of the best people I've met.